Okay, so there's this term if you're watching football, American football, and this term is the Hail Mary. And a Hail Mary is like, it's the end of the game, there's only a few seconds left, it's fourth down, the team is behind by like a couple points, so the only option left at this point of the game is for the quarterback to throw a Hail Mary, which basically means he just lobs the thing as far as he can down the field and prays for a miracle that someone on his team catches it. And every once in a while, it works. One of his teammates reaches up through the crowd of people, because there's players from both sides of the team there trying to grab the ball, and one of his teams catches it and connects with the ball, brings it down, it's a touchdown, they win the game. There's celebrations all around from that side of the team, and it is an amazing Hail Mary success. Now, sometimes it doesn't work and the ball just falls to nowhere, or the other team catches it and it's an interception and it's not successful at all. So that's a risk you take with making a Hail Mary, which you gotta do because you gotta at least take the chance. So the book I'm talking about today is about a situation kind of like this. It is a Hail Mary situation, but it is not about football. The book I most recently read was Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. Stick with me to see what this was about. So hi, my name is Talia. I love books, I love bandanas, and I'm so happy that you are here watching my video today. I am going to be talking about Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. This book is not about football. It is actually about, instead of trying to have a Hail Mary trying to win the game, this book is about the Hail Mary of trying to save the world. There is this microorganism that is basically sucking the energy out of the sun. And so the people on Earth have developed a way they hope to try to stop this from happening as like their last ditch effort to try to save the Earth. So this story follows our main character is Ryland Grace, and he wakes up from a coma on this spaceship, basically shooting through the galaxy far, far, far away from Earth, and he has no recollection whatsoever of how he got there. So that's kind of where we leave off. Like, he is trying to figure out why he's on the spaceship. There's two other members there that have passed away, so he's basically there alone. He figures out that he is in another solar system, and that's basically all he knows at the beginning of this. And then he starts having a lot of flashbacks to kind of situations he had on Earth leading up to this, and the story kind of starts to come together of what his mission is and what he's trying to achieve. And Andy Weir is just such a good writer because this is a science fiction novel. So there's a lot of science in it, but he writes in such a way that it's easy to understand. And it is funny. Like, he does such a good way of taking like serious circumstances, and like Ryland Grace just has like this kind of sarcastic personality, but not in an annoying, like abrasive way, like this funny, like personality. His job on Earth was to be, I think he was like a middle school science teacher, so you can totally see like that kind of quirky personality coming out through his character, and I just thought it was so well done. Andy Weir, prior to becoming a full-time writer, was a software engineer, and he has just loved studying space and physics throughout his life, and you can just tell that he is very knowledgeable in the topics of science and physics and space travel, and this was just so fun to read. I've done a video about reading Buzz Aldrin's book in the past, and I've read a couple other space books as well, and I just love space exploration, so that for me was exciting, but also this was just an adventure, and it kept me on the edge of my seat the entire time, like wondering if he was going to be able to save the Earth, like what was going to happen. It was just so well done. I loved it. Another thing that I will say is, even though this book really was not about football, it had so many like kind of parallels. Like, it came down to Ryland Grace on the spaceship trying to save the world. But as he's revealing his flashbacks, as his memory slowly comes back throughout his mission, you learn that it took a tremendous amount of teamwork to get this mission together. In football, there is a draft and tons of planning and coaching and practicing and preparing for these big games, these big moments. And in Project Hail Mary, there was a tremendous amount of effort and planning, and basically like all the world governments came together to get this technology available to go to this other solar system and try to figure out what was going on and how to save the world. And I could see parallels in that way. So I just thought the title of the book really like pulled in together with, it was the Hail Mary, it was the last chance. Even though not about football at all, it totally related like to that theme. So I loved that as well. This book was read as part of a group read through MJ's channel over at Reading This Life. So we've had like some conversations going on over at her Discord, which has been so fun. And I will link her channel below. If you do not follow MJ, you definitely should. She's the best. I know Nicole over at Dusty Book Sniffers has done a review of this book as well. So I will link her channel below as well, so you can check out her thoughts and opinions. And yeah, definitely recommend. I think especially if you're new to science fiction, like if that's not a genre that you typically read, I think this is an amazing place to jump in, because it was such a great story. And even if the science got like a little bit technical at times, like it always just seemed to flow really quickly, and it was just pretty easy to understand and read. So that's what I think about that. How are you guys doing? I don't know about you. I have had like a couple rough days. Like there's been just some challenges here. And I don't say that for sympathy at all. I say that just to let you know that if you are out there having struggles, like we all do. Like if you're a human on this earth, you're having some sort of struggle. And I think it's varying degrees for varying people at all different phases of life, but hang in there, because you are uniquely and wonderfully made. So yeah, keep trucking along. Love God, love people, read good books, and if you are having a bad hair day, just wear a bandana. Bye. You know it's a bad hair day if you can't even get your bandana to do what you want it to do. Okay.